Welcome back to my channel. Today we're reacting to the newest episode of Fire Force, episode 15 of season 3, Birth. I'm pretty excited to get into this. Last episode was impressive how they managed to fit, I think it was like 6+ chapters into that Benihime episode, and it felt relatively good. There was a little bit fast in some moments, like the dialogue and stuff, but they managed to basically cut almost nothing out and keep a lot of the hype that went around it. I was really happy with the reaction from the community with it. I was actually a little bit disappointed with my reaction video last week, as I feel like I was really paying close attention to the episode. I was a little bit tired, so I just gave a kind of lackluster reaction. So I do apologize about that, but I don't want to waste too much more time and hop into this episode because I am excited because I think this might be a little bit of a slower episode, but we're progressing into the final stuff, so there's going to be a lot of craziness in just a few episodes, I imagine. Probably next one, to be honest. If you're new here, this will be a timer reaction, so if you want the audio and or full video, you can just sync up with my copy. But other than that, I will give us a countdown. 3, 2, 1, start. Hi. I can also never not hear Zoro's voice actor from Captain Obi. I love his voice actor, but honestly, he's one of those voice actors that's very recognizable no matter what. Sorry, just getting my mic a little bit closer. And yeah, we did get the moon at the last. I loved how during their fight, yeah, um, the actual landscape of the world and everything is changing and becoming almost more cartoony. all hyped about it. But yeah, I've always loved this aspect of the final saga. It will tie into the ending, but I don't want to spoil that for any anime onlys. I have. Yeah, it's what the people imagine the moon, similar to how like you would draw as a kid like a face in the moon and whatnot. That's funny. Bro's in stealth. Nope, he's doctor. Also, is he just holding a giant pill? Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, that's I did point that out last episode. He started out on that path of destruction, and that's not who he is. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a collective knowledge of all of the world. It's honestly kind of similar to the Truth in Full Metal Alchemist, but in a showcased in a very different way. Yeah, turn it into a sun, as far as I remember. Connection of humans imagine. Oh, yeah, fair. The next level. I, as much as I much prefer the Soul Eater world design, ooh, not good. Bro cooked with this world too. I love the aesthetic that it went for, like all of like the brick and whatnot. Yeah, it's like death is like the core end point for everything. And I think there's something somewhat like where that ties into real life. We will see at that point. Oh, are we gonna see the stuff with the giant kaiju one now? Oh, maybe we won't see it. Unless I'm misremembering, the captain that's bald was like shooting himself out of a cannon into the giant kaiju. I'm like 100% sure that was in the manga because I remember really loving that bit. But he might do it again later, so they might just adding it into that. Now I get to watch this banger opening. I I might do a video ranking all of my favorite openings from this season because there is so many bangers in all of the shows I'm reacting to. I'm not watching a lot of shows right now besides what I'm reacting to, as I'm getting a little bit more caught up in my anime, but I'm still somewhat behind. So it would probably just be the stuff I'm reacting to. But I absolutely love all of them. And like they're all fairly different too. Like they're not even all the similar style. I can't wait for that episode. Dude, yeah. I know Shinra hates them, but man, those tattoos on his feet are sick as fuck. I don't care as much for the one on his arm, but I love the ones on his ankles. I'm loving. I don't know if it will just be in the opening, but it appears like everything is getting more and more of the cartoony effect too, like for the fight effects and everything. I think we're going to be in such a treat for this final saga. And they've somewhat proven they're able to condense fairly well for how much they have to do and cram into this season. Whose flags are those? Oh, I love. I actually think this is actually, I'm pretty sure in the manga, the moment where I really started liking Show and Arrow as characters. Because, like, I always had, like, an appreciation for their place in the plot, but I didn't care too much about their actual characters. But this moment and going forward kind of actually made me like him being an aspect part of the show. Plus, Show's power is sick as fuck. It needs that. It's got a thirst for what's actually the truth. 12 years. Oh, yeah, they're a bit of just ghosts almost out of the system completely. Yeah, of anyone, he's probably the easiest. But yeah, I love the time stop ability. I love when they showcased it with Shinra getting inside of it. But I love the feather effect. The cute, and I love the dichotomy of him being. He started out evil, but he's more of like an angel archetype compared to like Shinra, who's a devil, but is purely good. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that plot line. Not really, like I still remember it because it ties into something later, but that immediately made me remember when they mentioned the dad. Of course. He's also, I believe, I think he's really strong right now because of the all of the pillars and everything. Yeah. See, this is what I mean though. This is where he starts to get a little bit more personality. That is a fair thought. I don't remember who finds out that. Oh, it's these two who figure it out. Because that would be pretty insane. But yeah, I could not believe this the first time I read it, to be honest. That I don't know how much they could tell in this episode, so I don't want to spoil too much in case there's any anime onlys watching. I have a feeling. Born with his mouth first is wild. Bro's really excited to share. I'm pretty sure it also. I think it led to a lot of backlash on her. Yeah. I would not be saying this to show. I think you're gonna set him off here in a second, probably. Make the preparations. Yeah, I was when I was reading this, I was really like, there's got to be something else to it. That kind of put me on like, oh, this is actually what is happening. Honestly, if compared to when you're first introduced to this show, the back end of it is kind of fucking wild. But this is the type of shit that I love. Now you're more on the right track. Oh, that impact frame effect on that was so cool. It's time. And if you've been following along, everything here is based off people's perception of them. Yeah. I Oh, I forgot we actually get a full on. I'm actually interested to know if anything got cut in this now that I've been um I love her short little deed. Yeah, but I was wonder what if anything got cut out of this or whatnot because it's going to be a bit of another heavy info dump episode. But Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I think all of the parents didn't like help her at all. She kind of did everything on her own. God, it's so shitty. I love. We didn't see a lot of her throughout the entire manga, but I remember liking her character. I always love. No, yeah, he's gonna be quite the. He's gonna have quite the kick in. I love her facial expressions and everything. She's got very much of the Shinra in her, or I guess Shinra's got her in him, but oh, one down. God, I feel like I would be so worried about the whole situation. Yeah, they definitely do not have the knowledge to put it together. In the essentially the one world that was closer to ours, and yes, Shinra is essentially a kind of like a parallel or like a similar character figure to like Jesus Christ, which is wild. But uh, God, fucking eyes. Worst kind of parents. I love how she's so passive, but the moment she started to feel like the threatening to the actual Shinra, she actually put up her defenses. No, that child is anything but misfortune. Yeah, and I feel like this would be the point where she would get even more, start to get even more like second guessing and everything. Because having it two in a row is diabolical. Cute. I forgot he was actually seeing these. As incorporated images. And that got brought into everything kind of got like broken and shifted a little bit, but as it transitioned into like the next world or whatever you want to call it, he's a hero for everyone. That good question. I love I always loved that manga panel so much of the wing forming. I love that like the source of so much like torment to him, like the mother in that form, is actually kind of what gives them this new hope and whatnot. I This episode's really well done. Fucking I don't know why that got me a little bit. One left. Obi is such a good leader. A hero. Awesome, awesome episode. But yeah, now you see what I mean by my reaction last week was so lackluster because I feel like my reaction for this episode and it was like just yapping and whatnot was better. But I also didn't really talk about the ending much last week because we had heard the song but not seen the visuals. The visuals are amazing. I forget the artist's name, but I really like the focus on all the villains and everything in the ending, and the like ink art style is really cool. Oh yeah, I really love that episode. I think the reveals and stuff was done really well. I'm interested to see what like anime only's reaction to this will be because it's been a while since I had this revelation. I actually somewhat forgot about it. Not really, it just wasn't something that like off top of my head I was looking forward to this moment, which is kind of wild because actually now that I like react to this episode, there was a lot of moments in this episode that like actually I really enjoyed from the manga. So I'm glad that even though this is quote unquote less important because it's not action and whatnot, they still adapted this episode very well. I could be eating my words. They could have skipped out on a bunch of stuff, but from my memory, that's like the main stuff we need to know. I think only um one like kid got cut out, a fire soldier, and then the kaiju fight. We It was kind of off screen, but it wasn't really like an insane moment in the manga. It was just like side stuff happening as comedy more. So, alright. Well, that will probably be the end for this reaction, but I will be back day one for episode 16. I think this might be one of the last slower episodes. I think it's gonna start to go pretty balls to the walls for the rest of it. I'm sure there'll be like a couple, like one chapter. Like there's that moment with the nun in like the opening. That scene is a little bit more slower paced, but that's one of the scenes I'm so excited to see adapted. So even then, I think we're just in for a treat for the rest of this season. And I'm really happy that even though with the rushed pacing, it still is landing. I don't think like some things I do miss from the earlier seasons. Mostly like the sound effects were like extra crisp, and like there was still a little bit of like not insane, absolutely crazy animation, but some of the direction choices I liked. I would have liked to see those with like the new aesthetic of like the world changing as it becomes like almost more cartoony and like based off everyone's ideas of what they or how everyone views everything. So other than that, like I definitely was not disappointing at all, and like even the what I would consider like the lower quality animation in this show is still way above mediocre. So they're not doing anything wrong in my opinion. Um yeah, I'll be excited to see what is all next episode because I know most of everything that happens in the rest of the manga now, but a little bit iffy on the order, and some things are probably going to get changed slightly around to fit the pacing of this adaptation. But I will catch you guys all later, and peace.